So on our book feature earlier, we were in conversation with published author, speaker, former school principal and community volunteer Manu Ramadwa, and he was unpacking his latest book titled Teach to Inspire. Well, you can also send us some of the books that you have reading or you have read, and by doing that, you can find yourself joining us right here live in studio for our Sunday book review feature to talk about some of your favorite books. And all you have to do is simply to email, to Instagram or tweet us a picture and the relevant caption by using a social media platforms user Twitter handle at Morning Live SABC or hashtag Morning Live SABC. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram, and we are Morning Live SABC. Just send us an email or morninglive@sabc.co.za. Well, the Goodman Gallery's ongoing South-South curatorial initiative, currently exploring the complex notion of a connected global South, is back for its third edition. Now, this year's theme is Between Land and Sea, and one of the participants is Brazilian artist Ernesto Neto, who will be exhibiting his first solo show titled One Day We Were All Fish and the Earth's Belly. Ernesto is in studio with us this morning to tell us about his massive display. A very good morning to you, Ernesto, and thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Joburg.
Good morning. I'm very happy to be here.
That's an absolute pleasure. Talk to us about this massive installation, Dia Todos Fomos Spaces. I hope I got that right. Meaning one day we were all fish, that you describe as an immersive sculpture.
Yeah, it is a sculpture in the form of a fish, and the idea that we can find the spirit of the ocean inside of it. And this name came from a story from some indigenous people, some the Tucano people. I was hearing a shaman tell that one day they were fish and they were swimming on the water. Then they became a boa and they left the water to the ground, and they became our animals. And some days later I was thinking that we all came from the water. Life came from the water. That's what science says. So, beyond, then we all had been a fish one day. And I made this sculpture that we can connect ourselves through these elements that have some crystals and try to breathe and get in connection to our ancestors' time when we all had been a fish. And maybe we can get together there.
Yeah, we just narrated how life emerged from water. And what is it that you're trying to put across or articulate about this particular piece of work?
I am articulating the idea that we can feel this water, that we can breathe with us, that we can meditate, and inside of us we can find many answers about our time, that we had been almost water. Because in a way we are connected to the water because there's a lot of water inside of us.
Yes.
And we are part of the water.
So why did you decide to make this sculpture as part of your first solo exhibition on the continent?
Well, I didn't decide. This was this exhibition. This sculpture was exhibited at the Blue Project in Barcelona, and the owner of the gallery, Lisa, she acquired the sculpture for her collection, and she wanted to show it here. So we have this sculpture in the middle of the room. And curious, in this room there is two side rooms that I begin to feel the idea that this sculpture was the ocean, and one side we had Brazil and the other side we had Africa. Because I don't know if you know, but Brazil and Africa, the South America and Africa, was together 108 million years ago at the time of the Gondwana time. And I don't know if you know about that, but we met a geologist, friend of us, years ago, and he began to tell us that all the stones, the platform that of Rio de Janeiro, the city I come from, is from Africa. So all these stones, Pedra da Gávea, Sugarloaf, Corcovado, all the platform is a neck that when it separates, become together with a South American platform. So there is this kind of fantasy to have the ocean, Africa in one side and Brazil in the other side.
I'm totally blown away. And I do understand that this piece of work was shown before at the Barcelona Museum.
At Barcelona. And,
before you decided to bring it here.
It's a small cultural center named Blue Project, a place very great.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is Barcelona, you have the ocean there. Yeah? And the name of the place is Blue Project. So I'm in my desire, my spirit, I received the force to make a sculpture on blue, talking about the ocean. And then one day in a ceremony, spiritual ceremony, with the pajé Álvaro Tucano, I listened this story of the Tucano people, which is also the story of the Desana, and other people. Many times they have this same tradition to say that they were a fish before being a man. Okay. So that's how everything gets together, you know.
You know, I can see the passion in your eyes, you know, and the way you're saying it. Talk to us about the fascination about the ocean and nature itself. How did it come about and when?
We are used to say nature. Now, every time we say nature, we put nature outside of us. But we are nature, you know. And the connection with nature that we have is so big because we are. And there is a lot of animals living inside of us, you know, like millions of cells and much more bacteria. So we are a forest inside of us. So the ocean, the forest, this part that we have to be reconnected to that.
Wow.
Because the science, to do science, we need to be outside. We transform nature in a landscape, and we become outside of it to analyze it and create all this environment of TVs, microphones, metaphysics. Yes. But, you know, we need to engage nature. And the people from the forest, the indigenous people, they know so much about that.
Okay.
So much about the plants. And I believe that here in Africa too, so much how to heal through the plants.
All right.
So these ceremonies are very important. The ceremonies that we are really connected to nature.
Unfortunately, we don't have much time, but quickly remind us again where it will be held.
Excuse me?
The exhibition, where is it going to be held?
It's
Give us
the
details.
At the Goodman Gallery.
Okay.
I don't know the address.
Yeah, it's in Rosebeck in Johannesburg.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much,
Okay,
Ernesto. We appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
That's Brazilian artist Ernesto Neto speaking to us about his first solo exhibition in Africa called One Day We Were All Fish and the Earth's Belly, that opens later today and will be on display until the 19th of January at the Goodman Gallery right here in Johannesburg. Let's go for coffee.